With the recent advancement in AI art models like MidJourney and Stable Diffusion, many naysayers are now saying that this spells the end to professional artists as we know it. I mean, I get it. How can us humans compete with algorithms that could spit out endless iterations of Nick Cage in just minutes? Well, before we toss out all of our art brushes and burn our Bob Ross wig, let's take a closer look. Because if we're really honest with ourselves, we got to admit, AI art really sucks. Well, let me be clear. I'm no professional critic, and I could barely write my name. But if you ask me, I think it's all direct. Lifeless, uninspiring, and all too familiar. It all possesses that certain clip art homogeny, regardless of the style or parameters being used. Kind of like that old Twilight Zone episode where everyone is beautiful, but they all look the same.
You're beautiful, Marilyn. And the nicest part of all, Val, I look just like you.
But then there's some who argue, if most people can't tell, then who cares? And I'm like, who? Those who collect those creepy kid tchotchkes or buy Scarface fan art at Taste of Suburbia? But what's even more disturbing, it's not just the Velvet Elvis crowd who can't tell the difference, but even some of our best art critics. Recently, the internet was abuzz when a Berlin photographer won Best Black and White Image at the prestigious Sony World Photography Awards, only to decline his prize, revealing it was all spawned by AI. Really, judges? You couldn't tell the difference? This thing looks like my nephew was screwing around with the Lady Dimitrescu mod right before his Xbox crashed.
You ungrateful, selfish wretch!
Come on, seriously, look at this thing. Cartoonish creases in the clothes, jacked up arms and hands, and those fingers. It's always the fingers. Check out these microwave breakfast sausages. Or how about over here? What the hell's going on here? Who does this lady's nails? My question is, how could they not know this was AI? And it was a similar story last year with this enchanting masterpiece, which took first place at the Colorado State Fair. I'm like, really guys, you couldn't recognize the raid spot from Warcraft? Obviously, those judges had a few too many visits to the Coors Light booth that weekend. See, unlike the potluck whims of diffusion models, a human artist has full decisive control from start to finish. From the use of form and space to value and color, the artist's personality permeates every single mark on the canvas, all while developing their own unique visual understanding through experience and exploratory study, which is quite different than training off of large data sets of already completed works or constrained by parameters set by the algorithm. And this is why adding bigger data or writing better prompts will never create a real masterpiece, but only deviate further and further away from what art actually is: human expression. This has been R.S. Johnson for What's All the Flap. Please comment, like, or dislike, for only through a free and open discourse will we ever approach the truth.